Hey, thanks for coming by. My name is Michael. On this channel, we take a look at sports from around the world. Some may be familiar, some may not be familiar. Today, we're taking a look at a hurling video. The official title of the video, Clare versus Cork, All-Ireland Final 2024 full highlights from a YouTube channel called Anything Irish. And this is a game, a sport I discovered very recently, and it's an amazing game, and I think you'll like it if you're new to it. I have a few other videos on this sport on my channel. One of them is the last 5 minutes of Cork versus Limerick, which was a semifinal won by Cork that led them into being in this final game. Just so you know, I tend to pause and interrupt. If some people call it interrupting, some people call it a welcome change. I don't know, but I do that. If I see something I'm fascinated by or want to point out that someone else might be interested in, or if I have a question about what's happening, I might pause. So if you want to watch it uninterrupted, go to the channel Anything Irish. But if you want to watch it kind of like I watch it, stick around here and we'll take a look. And if you like the video, you can subscribe, or you could like, or you could comment. That would be cool. And for now, let's get to it. Cork versus Clare, 2024 final.
Ball is thrown in, match is on. Take a deep breath. It's just 3:30 on July 21st. It's the All-Ireland Hurling Final 2024. Cork won the toss, playing from left to right as we look at it. And they go straight into the attack, going forward, heading towards the 20-metre line. And that is sent straight over the bar. Tim O'Mahony getting his second point of the championship.
Score. See, that's the score. That's interesting because when I watched the last 5 minutes of the semifinal, there were no scores. And a person wrote in and commented and said, you happened to check out 5 minutes of hurling, one of the rare 5 minutes where there's no scoring. And at that point, I didn't know, I hadn't seen any other games, so I didn't know if that was normal or not. But here, with the 20 seconds in, he scores. So it might be a little more frequent than that last 5 minutes of the semifinal made it seem.
Against Clare and Parky Crew, and he's done the same thing here at Croke Park.
It's a beautiful field.
Yeah, he got a lot of room there, ran on through.
Clare having worked hard to level the game. Cork have taken control again, superbly.
That's...
Glenn Rovers, who did this against Limerick. He's heading for the same goalpost. He's made a marvellous run. Oh, what a fantastic goal! Robert Downey from Glenn Rovers. Unstoppable.
Wow.
Brilliant play by the centre half back.
I want to comment there because I noticed something that I think is great. Because you gotta either balance or you have to control that ball. I think it's called a slitter. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but you have to control the slitter on the hurley. And you can see what he did there. He's bouncing it a bit, and when it's up in the air. When it's up in the air, he one time I think, or maybe twice, if the ball's up in the air, he angles the hurley so it kind of catches it as it's coming down instead of just bouncing, gives him more control. That I love these little subtleties. Doing that little thing at full speed is hard to imagine, so hard. And then the finish was great.
This is a magnificent goal.
Well, Marty, that's one of the greatest goals that's ever scored in Croke Park. What a catch over Peter Duggan.
Wins the tussle.
Oh, nice move.
Getting away from Kieran Joyce. Peter Duggan knocked away. Here comes Shane O'Donnell again. Cutting inside. Trying to lay it off. Inside. There's an opportunity. Back in the net.
Wow, that was a lot of passing.
It's the tonic that Clare needed because they have been playing poorly. But Shane O'Donnell this time is the creator of the Hill 16 end. He scored goals 11 years ago.
Oh, that's a beautiful pass.
This time he got the ball in. Clare was in. McCarthy rattled the back.
Well, that's the first time I've seen that sort of player to player to player anything down near the goal. That's very cool to watch. That's great.
Of the Cork net. Stopped in his tracks. Slither again is available. In comes Shane O'Donnell, and O'Donnell, given any bit of space, is just sheer
Makes that
utter
look
class.
easy.
Clare get within 2 points again. Lovely pickup. Good hands.
Yeah.
He knew what he was doing.
Wow, right
Fantastic.
down the middle.
Patrick Horgan.
Okay, I haven't seen that before. That must be like a penalty. What happens when there's a foul? Is that true? So it looks like they can put defenders in the goal, whether more than just the goalkeeper. The score at this point 7-9, 9-7. Cork's up. So these aren't full highlights because we haven't seen that many scores, but they are highlights, and it's pretty impressive so far.
This is the white flag for the third time. He is now the top scorer ever. All-time championship scorer. There you see the information on your TV screen.
10-7 Cork.
To Kyle Malone. Slither glued to the hurling.
He's just
Laying it off
balancing
to
on
Aidan
it.
McCarthy. Right man, right place. He could score from here.
I have a question about
sides
this,
are
but I'll
level.
wait a little bit.
Clare 111. Cork 111. Level for the second
Oh,
time.
nice.
First sprint on Malin by a man since George Comerford playing in the All-Ireland Final. That was back in 1934.
That's
This ball
from
is sent in.
a
It's
long
an
way.
absolute beauty. Fire. Target is indeed Shane O'Donnell. And he has it. Gets by challenge 1. Challenge 2 coming now. Peter Duggan wasn't expecting it. Duggan gets inside and puts that over the bar. Sides level again. Nicely controlled just about by Mark Rogers. There's Andrews at Croke Park pitch in front of him. Still Mark Rogers tries to get
nice
inside.
move.
This is Rogers. Oh my word!
He cut right
We
between
have an
them.
absolute fabulous goal
That's a
in the
great
first
play.
half. Now we have a second. 82,300 people come alive, or wherever you are in the world. Look at Scariff's
man.
Mark Rogers.
That's
What a
beautiful.
score. Ducking inside. He knew exactly what he was going to do, and he hits it past Patrick Collins. Unstoppable.
That Slitter must be going fast because the goalie was, positioned pretty much where the ball came, but he didn't have a chance, it looked like.
Cork sending it down the wing. Well won by Seamus Harnett. Beautiful skill.
Wow.
Timmerman.
No way.
And Newtown Chandler Man is having a fabulous match.
That's
Made his
a
debut
long
against Clare back in
way.
2018.
Oh, that's
Great memory.
That's
But today-
great. Go back and watch that. That's cool. I like that. These little tiny little things, the ball's there, and you could see how he just he kind of deadened the ball with his hurley, so it popped right back up to him. If the hurley would have just been, he held it still, it probably would have popped and bounced in front of him. But he pops it up right in front of him, right to his hand, which is, I got to see that again because it's very cool. And doing it at that speed with the guy on you, yeah, just softens it.
Debut against Clare back in 2018. Great memories.
Look at
but
that,
today,
that's beautiful.
He also will have a great memory. 3 points.
And
all
then
of them
just the
sublime.
full
Puck
swing.
out won by David Fitzgerald. Running again at the Cork defence, laying it off quickly. Tony Kelly, the captain, goes around the bend.
Oh,
beautiful
man.
skill. Kelly! Oh!
That's just a long
Incredible!
run on his
Incredible
own.
goal. Tony Kelly, the magician from Ballyea, the captain of the Banner County, has lifted the hearts of the people of Clare. We have 3 fantastic goals.
Oh, gets that pass.
Robert Downey, Mark Rogers, but look at Kelly, the stick one.
That pass when they get that pass there when they're going the opposite way, that must be hard to defend.
Utter magic in All-Ireland Final day.
Well, Marty, that's 20 years practice.
Oh, and he kind of just popped it up over,
off
with
to
a little
Jim and
finesse.
Ryan gets into a good position, hits it off his left-hand side, and scores his 3rd point in the game. Go in search of 2 more scores. Coleman felt he had the space.
They're moving fast. They're on the run, and they just are so accurate. It's hard to believe. 24-20, Cork's up. Oh, 69-33. I think it goes to 7.
He had the opportunity, the All-Star from 2017, and away goes Tony Kelly, surrounded by 3 Cork players. Swings
Oh
onto
man,
his
he was like a
This is
360
fantastic.
turn,
You just cannot beat
like
class.
a back.
The All-Ireland Hurling Final
That
is
was
level,
cool.
and it goes to extra time.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I think that's, I heard, I think Croke Park, is that right? Croke Park? Wow. Oh, full time, it says. Let's see, so that means we're in extra time?
Brilliant defender.
Tony Kelly, little 1-2,
Jeez.
and he sends this over the bar.
I've heard the name Tony Kelly a lot in this video, that's
Sides
for sure.
level again. Good work again by Kieran Joyce. Trying to get away from the shackles of 3 or 4 Clare defenders. And somehow managed to get a shot in. The Castle Martyr man is outstanding. And they love him in Cork.
I'm going to take a break because this is something I've been wondering about. Sometimes they'll try to take the slitter / ball. They'll continue and try to take a shot at the goal for 3 points. Oftentimes they don't do that, and they take a shot for the goalposts from a farther distance. Now, what I'm asking about and what I'm wondering about is a lot of times I see them, they'll take that shot from 40, 50 meters away, 30, 40, 50 meters away, and they'll take that shot going for the single point versus continuing and trying to get the shot in the goal, in the net. And I'm just wondering, what they're seeing. What's the strategy? What's the decision-making process to make that decision, saying like, in theory, I could keep going and perhaps score a goal in the net, but he must see something that says, better play. It's a better play right now to go for the one from here rather than try to continue. And sometimes the reason I don't know the answer is because sometimes it looks like they could go further, but they don't and they stop. And I'm just wondering what is the thought process or the strategy that makes them pull up from a distance versus continue on. It must be something they see in the defense, but I'm not sure.
Straight to Tony Kelly. He sends this in and is dropping over the bar.
Wow.
Tony Kelly. Goal and 3 points in this All-Ireland final. Full-time score, Clare 325, Cork 131.
Oh, I just tapped that. Now it's all of a sudden it's 35-35 now. Cork was up. Okay, now it's 35-35.
Knocked away by Tony Kelly. And again, Kelly gets a hurt.
I'll tell you about Tony Kelly. These highlights, Tony Kelly's either a big part of this game or these highlights were put together by, someone who, maybe Tony Kelly's wife or something, because he sure is being mentioned a lot. Either he dominated the game or they just showing his highlights. But either way, I hear a lot of Tony Kelly.
Lovely wrist work. This man is on fire. What a score, Tony Kelly.
Tony Kelly.
That is unbelievable.
38-37 Clare.
Gives it absolutely everything. Cork have to have it. And Cork have it. Can they get the equaliser? The ball is wide. The ball is wide.
Oh, man.
Broken. And Clare have won the All-Ireland.
That's the game?
It's the full-time whistle.
That's the game. He had that, I think he was going for a tie between the posts, but he missed it. Wow, let me see this.
Brian Lohan has guided the Banner County to their 5th All-Ireland title. 1914, 1995, 1997, 2013,
Wow,
and
wow.
2024. 140 years ago, Michael Cusick from Karen in the heart of the Burren cycled all the way to Hayes' Hotel in Thurles to found the GA. And today, we remember his name, the spectacle of All-Ireland Final Day, when his county won the All-Ireland in the most dramatic Most amazing.
The guy on the right, I think he's a coach of Cork, because you know, just in the semifinal, he was the coach, the winning coach, and shaking hands with the Limerick coach. And in this one, he's the losing coach, shaking hands with the Clare coach. That's the beautiful thing about sports. You never know. It turns so quickly. A game before, his team won. Now the next game, his team lost, and you just never know, man.
Final, heartbreaking for Cork. Incredible scenes here on the pitch in Croke Park as Brian Lohan and Pat Ryan congratulate and celebrate.
Was his jersey pulled here? No,
Here's a jersey pull. That should have been a free.
I didn't get a chance to get back.
Oh, wow.
I saw it in real play. His jersey was...
The guy's jersey was obviously pulled, and the announcer said that should have been a foul, I think. That's amazing. That's interesting, but it wasn't called. Let's see.
Paul, it should have been a free and tap it over, draw a match. It's absolutely unbelievable. I feel so sorry for Patrick Hart and Seamus Harney in particular, but delighted for...
Now to your captain, the first and only man to win Young Player of the Year and Player of the Year in the same year. He has won 1 Munster, 4 Club, 2 Fitzgibbon, and now 2 All-Ireland titles. A proud son of the Ballier Club, Tuganche Anne Fleisure, Corn Liam McCarthy and a brother, our captain and Clare, TK, Tony Kelly.
TK.
Only been 5 All-Ireland winning captains for Clare. 1940.
I think Tony Kelly is the man, That's why he was mentioned so much. They said he was Young Player of the Year and Player of the Year the same year, which would be equivalent in like a lot of U.S. sports of being Rookie of the Year and Most Valuable Player in the same year, which is hardly ever done. I know it was done in baseball by a guy named Fred Lynn. I don't recall it ever being done again, but it may have been. And I think in basketball, Wilt Chamberlain did it a long time ago. And I don't know if there's been more. But it's rare, and I would imagine it's rare in this sport as well.
Amby Power, 95 and 97, Anthony Daly.
Jeez.
2013, Patrick Donlan. And now today, the great Tony Kelly from Ballier becomes a Clare All-Ireland winning captain. An amazing, historic day for the Ballard County.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That is great. I noticed during the game there was a lot of, it seemed like the whole crowd was in red, which I think is what Cork was wearing, but Clare in yellow, they won, but I didn't see a lot of yellow in the crowd. Maybe I was missing something. But one thing I would love to ask anyone who knows is what happened to that jersey pull? In next day's paper, was that a big story? Or is it just looked at as part of the game? You can't call every foul, let them play. It's towards the end. And, the next day, was that looked on as like a real mistake for not calling that? Or was it looked on as just part of the game? Because I don't know. I don't know that, that jersey pull, it sounded like it was a foul of some kind that was uncalled in this situation. And would that have led to a penalty shot or something? A lot of times, in situations like that, at least in say the NBA, the referees tend to go on the side of, don't call it, let them play unless it's really flagrant. And that didn't seem really flagrant, but it definitely had an effect at some point on the guy trying to make that shot. I don't know how much of an effect or not, but I'm just curious if this was looked upon as a travesty of justice, or if it was looked upon as those things happen, no big deal, because I could see it going either way, So anyway, there you go. Tony Kelly seems to be quite the quite the player, to put it mildly. All right, I'll talk to you later.